Welcome to the class of Synfig. In this class, we are going to learn how to create stem and how to grow that stem to the up to the flower blooming animation. So let's start. So for that, first of all, I'm going to create the stem with the help of spline tool, and let me just change the color. And before to applying the creating the stem, let's create the gradient, and I'll just make changes with the shapes, the gradient shapes. So this is okay. Select the gradient tool and select the linear gradient layer type, and the reason that I have applied the gradient and the position on which I have dragged the mouse, that is corner left side, because while we create the animation, so if you apply at center, so it's very difficult because our drawing object is also there. So for that reason only I have dragged, applying the color and using the mouse to the corner of the canvas. Okay, so let us now start with the stem creation, right? So for the creation of the stem, I'm going to first create the triangle using spline tool, and let me just click on the loop spline. So this is how it will close the object. So you can see that the color is filled. Now I am going to apply split tangent to each and every vertex of the cell and the stem, and let us apply somewhat of shape to the stem. Right, so it is okay for me. So stem is created. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start applying the animation, and let me insert the keyframe number, let's say 20, press enter and add a keyframe, and let's grow the stem. Let us just curve the stem. So on the corner side, wait, let me take the charger because my battery is low. the top side, you can see I have applied the rotation left hand side, and right, so at the bottom side you just curve it to the right hand side. So if you have applied the split tangent to each vertex, then it becomes very easy to apply it, right? Okay, so now I'll just zoom in the top of the stem, and here I'm going to add the vertex using just right click on the path of the stem, right? You can see that. Again I'll show you. At this stage I want to add the vertex, so I'll select insert vertex and I'll just make it split tangent. Okay, now again I'll select, on other side at similar position, I'll just right click on it and I'll apply add tangent, and let me split tangent. So you can see that now this is the top, and this is the vertex. So here is the important thing is you need to just find out the tangent angles, their handles, that is important. So you can see that now it is completely okay, right? So now I'm going to stop animation here, and on this keyframe I'm going to start creating the petals, right? So for the petals I'm going to select the pink color shade. So this is okay, fine. So let us just zoom it, and again I'll be use gradient, sorry, not gradient, just spline tool, but I'll just rename my all the layers because that will be the good habit. So this is background, this is stem, and now multiple petals I have to create. So that is why before creating the petals I have just used the naming of layers. So you can see that using spline tool, the straight line I have created, and on the second vertex I have just applied the double click to close it, because I want only the two vertex with straight line. And now on this last vertex I'll just click on the loop spline. Oh, that is gone. Okay, let's create again. Right click and loop spline. Now split tangent, wait, and this is it becomes only the one line. No, I don't want this. I'll just remove it. And because the animation mode is on, that is why I am not able to create it. See, remember, you have to close the animation mode. Now create the and now looks like alright, that's gone. We'll do one thing. Looks flat. Now actually it should be created with two vertex, and by creating two vertex you have to apply loop spline, but right now I'm not able to do that, so that is why I have made the multiple vertex. I mean, instead of two, I just made it three vertex. I will just apply split tangent. Let us do one thing, we'll remove this. Yes, so this is how you can also create, right? To apply it. Now this is how you can create the pattern. Now you can see that this is the center, I mean the origin point of the pattern. So now what I'm going to do is I'll select and I'll just place at bottom but at the center level, because I want to apply the link. I want to link this petal with this stem, right? So now what I'm going to do is, this is petal 1, to do is I'll select both the layer first, and let me just link. So just look at the steps. Select the petal layer, press shift and select the stem layer as well. Now first click on the origin point of the petal, press shift and click on the top of the top vertex of the stem, and right click and select the option link. Right, so if you not follow this step correctly, so you will not get that link option available in the pop-up menu. So again I'll repeat the steps. First select both the layers, stem and the petal, then click on the origin point, that is the green point of the petal, right, the center point, and click on that point, and then click on the top vertex of the stem by pressing the shift key. So first click on the origin point of the petal, press shift and click on the top of the top vertex of the stem tool, and now right click on it. So you can see both the vertex are highlighted with different color, right, slight bright color, the green color as well as the orange color of that stem vertex. And now right click on that, so you will get the link option. Right, now you can see that if I'll select now petal and if I move it, so you can see the origin point is linked with that. Right, so that is how you can adjust it. Now it is linked. You can see that that green point is not moving, right? So now what I'm going to do is I'll copy the patterns. Let's say I want 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 patterns. So 4 patterns layers are there. So let me rename it. Now while you copy the layer, the object will be placed at the same position. So that means here now there is a 5 pink patterns. Now one by one I am going to move the patterns. So I'll just select the 2 vertex and try to adjust the patterns as per your requirement. Now the third one. Now the fourth one. This is the 4th pattern and the last pattern. Let's right? So you can see that the flower is completely bloom. So now we'll do one thing. At this frame number 20, let's select all the petals and group into the one layer, and then group together and give the name petal. Right. So now I'll open it, select all of them, click on the scale tool. Now select all the vertex of the petals and now select one of them and try to resize it. So at the frame number 20 I don't want any of the petals appear. Now I'll just turn on the animation. I'll just click on the frame number 25. Now instead of the blue color of the gradient, you can apply in the background, let's say slight yellowish color, right? So like the sunlight, and again move back to the petals, right, and select it and slightly bloom the flower. Let's say this is on the frame number 25. Now frame number 35. Add a keyframe, slight more, and now keyframe number 40. The complete grow. Right. Let's go back to 0th frame and play the motion, right? So you can see that there is a gradient color transmission as well as the stem object slightly growing, and there is a complete flower bloom. So that's it for today's session. In this exercise you can also create, you can create the garden scene. So here you can add the different grass, or else you can create a pot, and in the pot there will be the stem wood, and you can create the sun here. So while sun you can also show the sun rays, right, slowly appears, and at the same time you can also pour the water to that pot, and you can create the object for that also, and slowly growing of the stem, and then the blooming of the flower animation also you can create. So the complete exercise you can create it by watching this video, because for the pot and for this that sun also, you don't need to create much more steps. You have to just create the steady object. For rays you have to apply, yes, definitely, for changing the color of the sun rays and all. So I hope that part is also you can complete it. So that's it for today's session. Thanks for watching my video. We'll meet soon in the next session.